Hey friends, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. We are halfway through the week and we are almost to the weekend. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and tonight I'm going to show you how easy it is to make door rounds with reusable Mylar stencils. So if you happen to be looking for inexpensive, easy to clean, easy to use projects for DIY home decor and gifts, you are in the right place. Once you hop on, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you are watching from. I happen to be in central Kansas. We're just waiting on that fall weather. It is a little cooler. It's not Satan's armpit outside, but it is a lot. 80 is a lot better than 100. So with that, I am using an online platform tonight called StreamYard. So I'm live in 3 locations this evening. And I tell you that in case you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, that person may be viewing and watching from a different platform. Also, if you're watching and viewing from my private group, if you wouldn't mind clicking the permission link in the description of the video. That permission link allows StreamYard to attach your profile name and pic to your comment. That way you show up under your name in my comments. Otherwise, if you don't click the permission link, you'll show up as Facebook user and I won't know who to say hi to. Speaking of saying hi, I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. I also see that Stacia is on. Hello. Make sure you spread the chalk love, tag your crafty friends, hit that heart button, hit that like button, all that's important stuff that will help me reach more people, build my channel, build this community, and we'll all benefit from that. So with that, I'm going to flip the camera so I can show you what we are doing this evening. So we are using this reusable Mylar stencil. So unlike the Chocateur silk screens, this is just a, I believe this one is a 10 millimeter plastic Mylar stencil. So the openings are truly open. This is, I think, a medium, and it is from StencilSmith. So the medium fits a 14-inch round perfectly, which these I can find very easily at Hobby Lobby. So it is designed to fit perfectly on this 14-inch round. So the design is about 12.5 inches wide, but it fits perfectly on this 14-inch round, which I have already base coated it white. We are going to be doing a bit of color blending. The stencil also happens to have two pieces. That's kind of the cool thing about StencilSmith and Studio R12 is that it comes with it comes with layering stencils. So I'm just trying to get my wood grain. I think I want to use this side. The wood grain of my wood round going straight horizontally. I'm going to use, excuse me, the stencil as a guide, and I just have it lined up perfectly with the edges. I can do the same up here as well. So I just want to get it lined up horizontally, kind of using my camera also. So I'm going to be doing some color blocking. So where the sunflower base is kind of where I want to put my tape. So I'm going to kind of cheat here a little bit. I'm going to cut this little piece of tape roughly in half, and I'm going to use each of the straight edges actually I can do it right here. So I'm going to line the straight edge of my tape up with the straight edge of that sunflower base right there. I'm going to get a couple of more little tiny pieces. Stacia, how are you doing? Oops. Just so I can kind of get a guideline as to where I want to put the rest of my tape. So that's where I want this portion will stay white up here. And then I think I'm going to do the bottom portion in a navy blue. So I think that's where I want my tape. So I'm just going to cut a piece of tape. I think I'm going to pull these up just so that I get a good smooth adhesion. And so I don't have any excess lumps or bumps. Oh, that one's stuck. Okay. You're working on a banner. That's a fall banner, Halloween banner, school banner. Okie doke. I'm going to get out a color tray, and I have this Prussian blue hue. It's just an artist acrylic. It's not a fancy artist acrylic. I want to color this portion navy blue. And then let's just use a paintbrush. This paintbrush, I think, is falling apart. Let's use this one. A fall banner. This may be a little thick, but we're going to use it anyway. I'm going to try to go off of the sides, away from the edges, so that I don't, if I pull backwards this way, that's when I'm going to go over the sides. And I don't really want to do that. Lengthen out my brush strokes. So everyone, how has everyone's week been? Sorry I flaked out on Monday. Just wasn't having a good day, and I just wasn't emotionally in the best mindset to be hanging out with anybody. Nobody would have wanted to experience any of that. But I'm back today. I may try to get in one or two more lives before my event on Saturday. Seems to be about the only way I get stuff done. And I may eventually have to go back in and paint the sides. I'm trying to avoid that if I can, but I bet I have gone over a few spots. Okay, so let's get out the big hair dryer. Jason says he loves that color. I'll have to see it once it dries what it really looks like. Kind of splotchy right now, but okay. Probably have to go back in with a second coat. That's what it looks like so far. And I think I'm going to water it down just a tad. Just to see what happens. See if it'll spread a little easier. So I'm just going to put a few squirts in there. Plus that kind of dried up as it was sitting there. Oh, man. So anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Stacia is southeast of Celine. Are they playing football in town at home this weekend? I think you have a football player, don't you? Or did? I don't know if he graduated. making a mess on my mat. This is going to probably end up darker than I would prefer. I did pretty good with the sides and the back. Okay, I'm going to put all that into a plastic bag so it doesn't completely dry out on me and harden. Get some of that paint off. Okay, so stick that in there. She says, yes, they're at home. Garrett's a freshman. Shelby graduated. Hard to believe it's almost October. I don't know if you can hear me over the hair dryer, but it's hard to believe. Oh, that's still tacky. It's hard to believe it's almost October. You can't take me anywhere. I've got blue paint all over everything already. It's crazy. Okay, it's still a little tacky, but I think we're okay. So I'm going to pull my tape up. I'm going to try to pull. I've got to see a boo-boo down here. Some spots on this edge that I missed. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's get that dry. Okay, so let's pull the tape off. And then I'm going to get another piece. I'm going to put it where the blue line is currently. And then we can bring in our sunflower. And it does say, in a world of roses, be a sunflower. I'm just lining up the edges. And then I'm going to line up my line. Okay. And I'm going to stick a piece of tape there to hold that down there. And I'm going to stick a piece of tape there to hold it down there. And I might even just to kind of keep that top layer in place. Okay, so now we can do our sunflower. So I have some cardboard here to do my loading and offloading. And then we'll get our paper towels. I'll stick those there. So we'll do our brown first, I think. No, let's do our bright yellow first. And I think I want to use my, good grief, Robin. Stencil brush, and this one is a 5/8 inch. It is a domed brush versus this flat brush. I don't really have a preference, but these are fun. However, they are purple. But we'll survive. Okay, so I'm just going to use, and this is cadmium yellow. I'm going to offload as much as I can because you want light coats when you're doing a Mylar stencil like this. And I'm going to pull out the tape that I just took off. I'm just going to gently lay it over the text at the bottom, just so I don't go into that part. Good gravy. I must have gotten paint, or at least expected it. Okay, so I'm holding down this part of the stencil, and I'm just going to do kind of a light swirling of my brush. I'm not necessarily worried about full coverage right now. I can always go back in with a second coat. So I'm kind of holding down the edges of my stencil. Get a good arm workout this way. So tell me in the comments, tell me which is your favorite flower between the two. Are you a sunflower fan? And if so, put a sunflower emoji in the comments. Or are you a rose fan? Put a rose. I think there's a rose emoji. Put a rose emoji in the comments. Are you team sunflower or team rose? Stacia says team sunflower. Oops. Okay, so let's go back towards the beginning. We'll add in some more color. It's kind of funny how they go, how the popularity of sunflowers kind of goes in waves. So they seem to be popular again, and not just for us folks in Kansas, because the sunflower is our state flower. That's our state nickname. We're the Sunflower State. I like the bold color of sunflowers. I love the yellow. And I'm not too worried about going deep in here because I'll add some darker orange, and then I will most likely end up accidentally, on purpose, wink wink, getting some brown tones in there, and that'll create some shading, and it'll also get down into those deeper petal areas. Okay, let's get some more paint. I'm going to make sure I have all of these points. Kind of do a little bit of stippling. It's about the easiest way for me to get into all those little corners and tucks and okay, I'm going to do a little bit of peeking just to make sure I'm on track. So that's what we have so far. It looks like I've got a paintbrush bristles. Let me get those off. That looks really good. Trying to decide if I need more paint. I think I'm going to go in a few spots. I was a little timid over here when I first started, so it's a little light in a few spots. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of dark. So it helps if I open it first. Jason says he's Team Sunflower. He says it took him a little while to find the sunflower emoji. That's funny. Okay, so now I have a little bit of yellow ochre. I'm just going to use the same brush. Do a little bit of offloading. And I'm just going to kind of go lightly. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of lightly going in closer to where my center will be. Probably, I need to let that dry. It's kind of pulling paint away. Okay, this may not look very good. I probably should have left it alone. I'm going to go back in with what little yellow I have left. I might get a little more of the original yellow, just a skosh. And kind of come back in and kind of blend those two colors together. So maybe it's not so harsh. That's much better. Try to reduce some of that harshness. Kind of blend those two colors together. Maybe. I may have made it worse. Oh, not too bad. It looks better on camera than it does up close. That's pretty. Okay, let's dry that. One thing about this kind of stenciling is that your layers are so light that your paint dries super quick. I'm probably not making it any better. Okay, so now let's come in with my raw umber to do the center. Let's get another. I just like to try to keep my brushes from getting so hard with dried paint, and they're easier to clean when they still have a little bit of wet paint on them. So I'm going to come in with this one, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that burnt umber. Ooh, that's dark. I'm going to come in here. I might have to do some more blending because I can't help it. I'm going overboard or going over the stencil a little bit. I'm going over the boundaries, but kind of can't be helped. Okay, a bit more. We'll do this big swath right here. Do a little bit of stippling to try to get in there. Okay, let's give that a dry. We'll do that again. Get into all those little nooks and crannies. Okay. Okie doke. Try that again. our layering stencil. I'm not quite for sure. Guess it just goes like that. And then I'm going to put a little dollop of the raw umber in with a little bit. That might have been a bad idea. Nope. And I think I might add a little bit of white. Just a touch. I don't need a whole lot of the color at all. Just a drop. I think we'll grab some raw umber and some white and see what that does. I kind of want a lighter color than what I have. Let's see what I did. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's definitely, I used a lot of paint, so there's actually quite a bit of texture built in. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Let's get that dried. Okay. So let's see what we have so far. So I do need to do, I don't know how much of that you can see on camera, but I do have quite a bit of brown into some of this area. So I'm going to see if I can fix that. I'm going back in with a little bit of yellow. Just a skosh. Fold this over. Seeing if I can just kind of blend that in a little bit. No, that might not have done any good. Jason says, wow. Oops. Kind of stretching it out. Yeah, I'd like to get a little bit more, a little bit less brown, but it is what it is. That's better. Okay, so now let's stick both of these in here. I'm done with those. I'm going to pull this off here. And then I'm going to take this off here. I guess I can actually remove this whole thing because I'm good. Now let's hope this doesn't pull off any of my navy blue. Ah, it is. Pooper scooper. Oh well, I think I can fix that. Okay, so let's see if we can fix that real fast. Sorry. Oh my. So let's give that a good spray. I'll try to be uber careful if I can. This is probably a disaster waiting to happen. It's never a bad idea to let your paint cure a little bit. That's kind of the bad thing about these doing things live, is that you tend to rush the process. I'm just going to leave that out. Jason says that sunflower is stunning. Okay. So let's dry this off. Okay. So here is what we have so far. Very pretty. The blue is probably a little darker than I would like it to be, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to place this back on. It doesn't have to be totally perfect. I'm going to put my little rolls of tape like right here and right there. It's pretty close. I'm going to get out another brush, reach across. Okay. And then we can get out some white. I'm just going to do white text. Hopefully, you know what? I'm betting that I should probably do gray first, since I'm trying to do white over navy blue. So let me go grab a gray. That'll tone down that blue while I'm trying to put white over blue. This isn't quite gray, but it'll work. Let's get another paintbrush or another brush. How many brushes can Robin use in one project? Probably a lot. This is Morning Mist. It's probably a little more, there's a slight tint of purple to it, but it was the first one I could grab, so. I'm going to do the same thing. Jason says 490. What does that mean? 400. Oh, yeah, I can use 490. Yeah, I probably could use 490 brushes. Okay, I'm just going to try to be careful. In fact, because I don't want to pull any more paint off, I'm just going to use this kind of as a masker so I don't go up into the sunflower. So I'm just using a base color of gray. Yeah, I could probably easily do 490 brushes. Because I'm trying to cover white, put white over a dark navy color, I'm putting a base color of gray down, which will kind of neutralize a little bit of that blue. Kind of a trick I've learned from watching other sign makers. So maybe I won't have to do as many coats of white. Losing bristles. Okay, let's move our mask. I'll probably use too much paint. I know this is probably as boring as literally watching paint dry, but I appreciate you hanging out with me, whether it's live or on the replay. And I appreciate those of you that share. Just gonna, uh-oh. I think my stencils, I pulled out more paint. Golly, I pulled up a lot of paint. I wonder why. Well, I'll keep going. I'll have to fix it later. But it has pulled up quite a bit of paint. Even up here where my line was, it pulled some of that navy paint off. Okay, a little bit more. We'll do the little swirly down here. Okay. Got bristles everywhere. Oh boy. Okay, so this is what we have right now. It's just gray. I'm gonna have to really go in and fix it. I might just be able to, I think I might be able to get away with just lightly sanding down here to kind of give it that distressed look, make it look intentional. So I think we're going to go in with our white. I'm going to throw that away. Let's get our white paint out. Hopefully this will cover well. I was just praying I didn't pour it out all over my desk. Let's get all that. Okay. So let's do a little bit of white. Get that pulled up into my brush. And then offload what I can. Oops. I think I'm going to come down here and start here first. We'll definitely need more than one coat, but if I hadn't have done the gray first, I probably would have had to have done a lot more coats than just two. Okay, let's go up there and do the skinny words, skinny letters. Let's get my mask up there. Move my mask. If you know anybody who's a sunflower aficionado, make sure you tag them. They might get a kick out of this sign. Well, it definitely shows up, but my navy color is taking a beating. I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't let it dry between coats. Probably the initial coat wasn't very dry. I should have painted it ahead of time. It's not wanting to cover. Getting into all those little nooks and crannies. Let me give it a good dry. Is that one the one I was using? Must be. I don't know why it's pulling up all of my white paint right there. So we'll just stipple. I've never used that brand of paint before. Probably won't ever use it again. Okay, so let's, oops, come back up here and add some more white. It's kind of still looking a little gray. Okay, let's see what kind of damage we have done, literally and figuratively. Because for some reason, this stencil wanted to stick to my navy blue paint color. That was almost a catastrophe. Well, I'm going to have to do some fixing. I don't quite know why, but it really took the paint off of, took the navy paint off. There's quite a bit up here. There's some here. Otherwise, it looks, also it's slightly crooked. Well, I'm going to let it dry really good. And then I may just come in and distress just to make, I don't know, to make it look a little more intentional. And then, of course, we'll add a bow. That's what it looks like. Don't mind the little places where it pulled off paint. Otherwise, it looks really pretty. So yay, it still worked. Just give it a good distressing when it's all good and dry and not so sticky. But I thank you for hanging out with me. Just want to remind you that there is a flash sale. I don't have a graphic for it, but there is a flash sale going on for the wood cutouts. So you have the house cutouts, the jar cutouts, the trying to go in order as I saw them on the website. The house cutouts, the jar cutouts, the snowflake cutouts, the pumpkins, the leaves, the Christmas trees, the deer, and there's one more, but those are all buy one, get one. So if you put a package of jar cutouts in your cart, then at checkout, Chalk Couture will automatically add a free set of jar cutouts. So if you add one, if you put one in your cart, then Chalk Couture will put the same item in your cart for free at checkout. So don't add two thinking you'll get one of those free. If you add two, they'll add two free to your cart. So they'll match whatever you put in your cart, basically. But that's while supplies last, or I think it's through the end of the month, or as supplies last. If you're local to me, don't forget there is a Wild About Crafts Sip and Sell Craft Fair at the Rolling Hills Zoo. It is actually in the museum and in the convention center or conference center. So it's not in the zoo, but it's at the zoo property. There is no admission fee, but there'll be food trucks. There'll be 48 vendors. I am one of those vendors, so it's this Saturday from 5 to 9. You also have a couple of more days to get the Grateful for This Day Club Couture transfer for the month and the coordinating paste singles. If you want more information, you can type club in the comments. Also, if you wanted any of the shopping links, I have the stencil linked. I have the 14-inch wood rounds linked. I also have all of my other links, like any Club Couture information, the designer access pass information, my website, my Etsy store. All of those are in the Smart Link bio that you can get. To get that shopping link, the code is sunflower. So all you have to do is type sunflower in the comments, and you will receive that information via Messenger. Also, if you are a Club Couture member, you do get this month a select assortment of A-size transfers at 50% off the retail. So any of those pictured, if they are still in stock, you can get them at 50% off if you are logged into your Chalk Couture account or Club Couture account. Also, there is a last chance section. So there are some newly released Halloween designs that are in the last chance section. I haven't checked lately to see if any of those are sold out. But go ahead and get those. And then as always, if you like what you see, of course, I'm not using Chalk Couture products this evening, but if you have watched me use Chalk Couture products and would like to get your own at designer pricing at 40% off, then there is a designer access pass for $9.99, which that's a heck of a deal. You can get all of the products at 40% off. You can make items for yourself. You can make items as gifts. You can use the products to make items to sell. You can sell the products at vendor events. You can also build a team. So there's lots of ways that you can be a designer. It's not just, I kind of look at it, it's more than a multi-level marketing opportunity. It's just an opportunity to get great products at a reduced price. So that's that. I thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Let me go ahead and do this. Thanks for watching this evening. I hope you had a great time. If you happen to be watching later, thank you so much for watching. I want to thank everybody for their support. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you Saturday morning. Thanks for watching.